I saw a delicious cheesecake late at night. I took a screenshot and sent it to Ethan, my childhood friend who's a sports student and loves making desserts. Will you make it? Let's make different kinds of cheeses. It took Ethan a long time to reply. Are you serious? Me, of course, I've been craving it for ages. The typing indicator kept showing on his end. But no message came through for ages. Me. Where are you? Will you make it or not? If not, I'll ask someone else. He replied. How dare you? I'll let you have your fill tomorrow. The next day, Ethan tossed me around on the bed like flipping a pancake. There were so many tricks that I wondered if I was in a dream. That's when I realized I never sent the cheesecake photo the day before. And I had also typed various positions instead of various cheeses.
Welcome to listen to my full Sweet Love series novel. I'm the blogger and I'm Twilight's novel. Now let's start the main story.
While scrolling through the school forum, I saw Ethan's photo again. In the photo, he was tall, handsome, and full of energy. Surrounded by a crowd. The wind blew, faintly revealing his abs under his jersey. Even though I've known Ethan for over 10 years. Every time I see his photo, I'm still amazed. When he's not being sarcastic, Ethan is really handsome. In a crowd, he stands out at a glance, like a born protagonist. My roommates also saw the photo and started talking. Ethan won the basketball game again. As long as he's there, our team wins every game and crushes the opponents. To be honest, his body is perfect. His package must be big, right? Whoever is his girlfriend must be so lucky. He's so good-looking and has such a great body. He must have no shortage of girlfriends. I don't think one girlfriend is enough for him. Ethan gives off such a strong sexual vibe. The topic got more and more embarrassing. And the person they were talking about, who they thought had a strong sex drive, was texting me right then. Let's have dinner tonight. My eyelids twitched and I typed back, I'm busy, I have class tonight. He sent a sneering emoji. Are you an emperor? Why are you so hard to invite? You've turned me down 3 times this month. I've already checked your class schedule. You have no class. I'll pick you up at 8 p.m. He was still so sharp-tongued and overbearing. I sent him a middle finger emoji. I really didn't get why Ethan always wanted to have dinner with me. Didn't he know he was the most talked about heartthrob in school? Over the past 2 years of college, I deliberately kept our distance. No one in school knew that Ethan, the campus hunk, was my childhood sweetheart. We'd even known each other since we wore open-crotch pants. Just as I was thinking this, my roommates huddled together let out a scream. Damn, that's so hot. Who could handle that? Just looking at it makes my mouth water. Ethan is the ultimate man, the absolute best. Hearing Ethan's name always made my heart skip a beat. I leaned over and saw one of my roommates had found a photo of Ethan's body somewhere. The background was his dorm room. I guessed one of his roommates took it. In the photo, Ethan had a calm expression and was shirtless. His body was lean and muscular, with broad shoulders and a narrow waist. He must have just taken a shower. His hair was still damp. He only had on a pair of black shorts. His V-line abs were smooth, with water droplets dripping down. When I looked at the bulge there, I could faintly make out the outline of something huge lying in wait. I swallowed hard. Now I understood why my roommates were going crazy. I knew Ethan had a good body, but I didn't expect it to be this good. His abs were so perfect. I wondered what they'd feel like to touch. The more I looked, the more I itched to reach out. But when I looked up and met his delicate yet cold eyes, I snapped back to my senses immediately. What the hell? I actually had thoughts about this sarcastic childhood friend's body. I'd even seen him in open-crotch pants before. Snap out of it. I was just appreciating his body purely as an observer. Am I a thief? Why do I have to hide like this? Ethan's voice sounded resentful. I'd plopped a hat on his head. The hat was big, covering half of his handsome face. But the remaining outline of his jaw was still attractive. As soon as he arrived, I dragged him onto a small path. It was dark, and the trees blocked the light. The dim environment made it hard to see his expression. The path was narrow, and I walked in front. I told you not to come find me. Why do you always insist on picking me up? Suddenly, Someone from behind grabbed my arm. I stumbled and almost fell.
Ethan, are you out of your mind?
Luna, everyone else is dying to be around me. Why do you avoid me like I'm a plague? Ethan was a sports student. Even though he was standing behind me, I could feel his tall figure and strong pheromones. He gritted his teeth. Do you really not want anyone to know about us that much? His voice was low and deep, so close it felt like a feather brushing my eardrum. It made me tingle. For no reason, I thought of the photo of his body I'd seen earlier. He had a small red mole on his waist. I avoided looking at him, feeling guilty. Of course. You're so popular at school. If people found out we're close, it would ruin my chances of finding a boyfriend. The grip on my wrist suddenly tightened. It hurt a little. I was about to yell at him when he let go of my wrist the next second. I see. Ethan's voice was cold. Then tell me, after hiding our relationship so well for 2 years, have you found a boyfriend yet? This annoying Ethan always hit right where it hurt. I wasn't a total stunner, but I was still a sweet-looking girl. When I first started college, I had a few suitors. But for some reason, they all disappeared later. I hadn't had a boyfriend in 2 years. It's none of your business. I'm not looking. I'm just taking my time, going slow, looking with a plan. I snorted. Unlike you, all your suitors are just after your good body anyway. Oh. There was a hint of change in Ethan's cold tone. How do you know my body's good? Have you seen it? I'd really dug myself a hole. I would never admit I'd seen his body photo. So I forced myself to stay calm and turned around. I looked him up and down. When my eyes landed on a certain part, I couldn't help but linger for a few seconds. My eyes are like a ruler. Stupid mouth. What are you saying? I felt a little embarrassed and annoyed. But since I'd said it, I couldn't back down in front of him. I've seen every part of your body. Well, when we wore open-crotch pants as kids, anyway. Ethan raised an eyebrow and stared at me without saying a word. In the dim light, his sharp features were blurred, making him even more alluring. His lips looked soft and plump. The atmosphere seemed off, uncomfortably hot. I quickly patted his shoulder. By the way, I'm a week older than you. I even held you when we were kids. Technically, I'm your older sister. He smiled, his tone ambiguous. Is that so? I never noticed before. When you asked me to help you with homework in junior high, you kept calling me brother over and over. I couldn't keep talking like this. Every time we went out to eat, we ended up bickering. I decided to give him the silent treatment. But the restaurant he chose was so good. It had so many exquisite desserts. I gorged myself on them. After eating, my stomach was all rounded. So I decided to forgive him again. After that dinner, Ethan suddenly became obsessed with making desserts. Every time he finished, he'd post it on his moments. The desserts in the 9-grid post looked amazing. After I deliberately made fun of them, he'd bring me a box to prove how good they were. In the end, all those desserts ended up in my stomach. And the truth was, they were really good. The texture was smooth and rich, better than the signature desserts at some popular cafes. So late that night, when I saw a photo of a delicious cheesecake while scrolling and started drooling, I immediately thought of Ethan. I texted him, "Are you asleep?" His reply was cold. "Yes." I quickly sent him the screenshot of the cake. "Will you make it? Let's make different kinds of cheeses." I knew Ethan's cooking skills. He'd make every flavor taste amazing. 5 minutes later, he finally replied. "Luna, are you serious?" Me. "What do you think? I've been craving it for ages." This time, he took even longer to reply. Him. "I thought you didn't like." Why would I not? I wish I could swallow it in one bite. I thought if I praised him like this, he'd agree to make the cheesecake for me. But the typing indicator kept showing on his end. Yet no message came. Me. "Where are you? Will you make it or not? If not, I'll ask someone else." This time he replied right away. "How dare you? You can only eat mine." This guy was actually so passionate about making desserts. Right after that, he called me. I put on my headphones, and the next second, Ethan's unusually hoarse voice came through. "Luna, why didn't you say this earlier? I also thought it was really too late now. I was about to explain when I heard Ethan say in a low voice, "It's up now." I'm so uncomfortable. What's up? Then I figured it out. He'd gotten the urge to make desserts, but it was too late to do it now, so he was uncomfortable. I was touched and comforted him softly. "It's okay. You can make it tomorrow. I'll wait." His breathing was uneven, and he let out a sharp inhale. "It's already swollen. How are you going to make it up to me?" I replied sincerely, "I'll try my best to eat all of it, not a single bite left." His breathing got heavier. His voice became faster and faster, mixed with a low groan. "I hope so. Just wait for me tomorrow." Why was Ethan acting so weird? Whatever. As long as I got to eat the cheesecake. I waited happily for the cake the next day. The next day, I went to the apartment Ethan rented off campus. The curtains were closed, and it was dark inside. I wanted to open the curtains. But the next second, a hand from the darkness pressed down on mine. "Don't open them. It's my first time. I'm a little shy." What was there to be shy about for the first time making cheesecake? I really wanted to him. But I kept my mouth shut. After all, I was the one who asked him to make it. But the next second, I was so shocked I almost jumped. "Ethan, why aren't you wearing any clothes? I thought you'd come later. It's still daytime after all." Ethan's tone sounded strange. If I listened carefully, there was even a hint of shyness. I felt a chill all over. Did making cheesecake require picking a time? I was used to him bickering with everyone. I couldn't stand him acting like this now. I closed my eyes and took a few steps back. Damn it, Ethan, that's no excuse for walking around naked. Besides, didn't you say last night you were uncomfortable and wanted to make it right away? Ethan was completely naked in front of me. His perfect body was on full display. Even with my eyes closed, the image I'd just seen kept replaying in my mind. My heart was racing. Up close, Ethan's body was even sexier than in the photo. Why was that small mole on his waist so clear? Why did a mole have to look so sexy? I really wanted to make it last night, but I was scared you were just on a whim and would regret it when you woke up. Ethan stood where he was, his voice deep and hoarse. I really couldn't understand him. What was there to regret about eating cheesecake? Regret gaining weight from it? I won't regret it. Hurry up and make it. I'm even worried you'll make too little. I added, I hope you make enough for me to taste to my heart's content. As soon as I finished speaking, Ethan's breathing suddenly got heavier. Luna, you said that yourself. His gaze on me became hotter and hotter, like a hungry beast staring at its prey. His stare made me nervous. Why are you acting so weird today? Are you going to make it or not? If not, I'm leaving. I turned to leave. The atmosphere in the room was really off. The next second, someone grabbed my wrist. I was pulled back. Don't go. I'll satisfy you. Ethan spoke in a hurry, as if he was afraid I'd run away the next second. His palms were rough and big from years of working out. His body temperature was high too. The skin he touched felt like it was burning. An aggressive heat. And there was also a hint of tingling. I opened my eyes subconsciously. I forgot he wasn't wearing clothes. That masculine body, full of beauty and pheromones, was completely bare in front of me. Thank God he was still wearing underwear. But it was useless anyway. You could clearly see the shape and size. My face turned bright red in an instant, and my mind went blank. It's up. It even bounced a little. My eyes are going to get infected. I screamed. Put on some clothes now. Right now. Immediately. Ethan was startled by my shout. He did what I said without thinking. First, he went into his room and put on loungewear. Then he led me into the bedroom. Wait. The bedroom. Why was Ethan leading me into his bedroom? Shouldn't we be going to the kitchen? I was about to ask in shock when he pinned me against the door. His tall body completely covered me. One of his hands gently supported the back of my head in advance, preventing me from hitting it. The next second, he leaned in to kiss me. At the last second, I turned my head, avoiding his lips. But he kissed my cheek instead. Ethan, are you crazy? Let me go. His handsome, sharp face looked stunned too. Why are you hiding? Aren't you the one who's been pushing me to do it? Now that we're doing it, you're scared? He clicked his tongue, his tone as casual as usual. But the redness on the tips of his ears gave away how he really felt. Ethan leaned in again, determined to kiss me. The cold mint scent invaded my nose and my mind. As his face got closer and closer, I got desperate and slammed my head into his. Ouch! While he was holding his nose in pain, I slipped out from between his arms. Then I kicked him in anger. Is this how you make cheesecake? Are you in heat? Ethan wasn't prepared. He stumbled. After steadying himself, he let out a bitter laugh, his eyes full of resentment. Luna, you do regret it. You treat me like a dog you can play with. You were the one who texted me late at night. You were the one pushing me to do it quickly. Now that we've started, you back out, and use cheesecake as an excuse. He gritted his teeth, but his voice sounded more and more wronged. You call me whenever you want and brush me off whenever you want. If you really see me as your dog, at least give me a leash. This man, who was usually adored by everyone, his eyes were a little red. Even though he was over 6 feet tall, he gave off the vibe that he was the most wronged person in the world. I stared at him in shock, unable to react. What was all this about? I just wanted to eat a cheesecake. I fled from Ethan's apartment in a panic. When I got back to the dorm, my roommates teased me. Why is your face so red? Did you go on a date with a guy? Which department is he from? Is he handsome? I shook my head, feeling guilty. No way. It's just too hot outside. Then I opened my phone and scrolled through my previous messages. I found my chat with Ethan. After reading it, half my heart sank. I never sent the cheesecake photo. The only things in the chat were the 2 text messages I'd sent. When I saw what I'd written, the other half of my heart sank too. Will you make it? Let's try various positions. Why did I type various positions instead of various cheeses? Thinking about Ethan's weird behavior last night and today, everything made sense now. I wanted to crawl into a crack in the ground and disappear forever. A week had passed since that misunderstanding. During this time, Ethan and I hadn't exchanged a single message. Every time I opened my phone and saw his profile picture, my mood felt complicated. Before, Ethan used to send me messages every day, and I found it annoying. Now that it was suddenly quiet, my heart felt empty. Like something was missing. We'd grown up together since childhood, and we'd messaged each other almost every day. We'd never had a Cold War this long before. Even when we argued, he was always the first to back down. But this time, it seemed different. He'd stood in front of me completely naked, and even tried to kiss me. Luna, you do regret it, don't you? You treat me like a dog you can play with. You call me whenever you want and brush me off whenever you want. If you really see me as your dog, at least give me a leash. His words unconsciously popped into my mind. I swallowed, my face flushing a little. Could it be that he liked me? My first reaction to this conclusion was disbelief. We'd grown up together. If he'd liked me, he would have confessed long ago. Why wait until now? Besides, Ethan had been extraordinarily good-looking since he was a kid. When he grew up, his figure proportions became even more perfect. Countless girls chased after him. They came in all looks and personalities. His picky taste was higher than Mount Everest. I'd always only seen him as my childhood friend. I didn't dare to have any other thoughts. But the things he'd said before, the more I thought about it, the more confused I got. I'd just thrown my phone under the pillow when I heard my roommate scream, "Ethan has a girlfriend." Photos of Ethan and a girl on a date in the small woods spread across the school forum. My roommates chattered, wondering who the girl was. I silently put down my phone after looking. The girl in the photo was me. It had been taken secretly when we went out to eat that time. The camera only captured my back, but half of Ethan's face was visible. At that time, he'd been holding my wrist. From a distance, it looked like a couple holding hands. This photo is blowing up at school right now. Who is this girl? Her back looks a bit like Luna. I remember she has a denim jacket like that. Everyone's eyes immediately turned to me. Confess and you'll be lenient. Resist and you'll be severely punished. I was about to say something. Our dorm leader glanced at her phone and let out a surprised, "Huh." So Ethan's girlfriend is Campus Belle Olivia. Olivia was the Campus Belle of University A. She had an elegant appearance and a hot figure. She'd held the title of Campus Belle for 2 consecutive years. She was also one of Ethan's suitors. This Campus Belle had once declared, "There's no man Olivia can't win over. If I can't get Ethan, my face has been for nothing." But after chasing Ethan for 2 years, she'd never succeeded. After the photos went viral on the school forum, Olivia quickly posted a photo of her and Ethan having dinner on her Weibo. In the photo, the man was wearing a black jacket, leaning lazily against the sofa. Olivia sat beside him, holding a wine glass and looking at him with a smile. The atmosphere of the handsome guy and beautiful girl together was very pleasing to the eye. And Olivia was wearing the same denim jacket as the one in the viral photo. Campus Belle Olivia finally got her happy ending. 2 years of persistence weren't in vain. She finally won the man. Their looks together are such a perfect match for me. The comment section was filled with people gushing over their sweetness. When I met Ethan's eyes in the photo, I unconsciously wanted to look away. That's just how he was. Even when he always looked indifferent, he was still the most dazzling presence. He hadn't sent me any messages these days. Turns out he'd been with Olivia. I curled up under the covers, feeling glum. I didn't understand why I felt a little sad. I thought more than once. As his childhood friend who grew up with him, why did Ethan always attract so much attention? When it was just the 2 of us, we bickered and played around, as close as could be. But once there was a third person, I'd instantly notice the gap between us. I'd unconsciously want to escape. Now, looking at this photo, seeing Olivia and Ethan sitting together in an intimate way, a faint stabbing pain came from my heart. Ethan looked strange to me. No longer the childhood friend who coaxed me, teased me, and bickered with me, but a distant, unattainable campus heartthrob. Olivia, that passionate senior. Last semester, when I got my period during PE class, she even offered me a sanitary pad. Heaven had given her extraordinary beauty, and she also had a cheerful personality. She was exactly what a female lead in a novel would be like. Ethan was the textbook male lead, and I was probably just a minor supporting character, like a cannon fodder. When I was in a bad mood, I liked to stay in a small park behind the school. A group of kittens crowded around me, meowing. I took out the cat strips I'd brought to feed them. They rubbed against my legs while eating. My mood instantly felt much better, healed. I noticed there was a new kitten in the group. I picked it up in my arms, and it let out a soft meow at me. All my troubles vanished in an instant. These were all stray cats from the neighborhood, each with a different personality. But I liked every single one of them. Only here could I feel healed. I was so absorbed in petting the cats. When a familiar voice came from behind me. "Why didn't you reply to my messages?" I froze. I turned around and saw Ethan standing beside a tree. He was wearing the same black jacket from the photo. His eyes were cold and handsome. I looked away, bowing my head to continue petting the cat. I didn't see them. He walked over lazily, squatting down to meet my gaze. "Didn't you pin me to the top of your chat list? How could you not see them?" He frowned, looking unhappy, as if remembering something. "Luna, did you unpin me?" I had indeed unpinned him. He'd been watching my expression, and when I didn't refute him, his gaze darkened. "Why did you unpin me?" "I've always kept you pinned at the top." I turned my head away. "I'll pin you or unpin you whenever I want. Stay out of my business. Besides, you already have a girlfriend. You should watch your distance." His sharp, delicate eyes narrowed as he studied me. "When did I get a girlfriend?" "You mean you?" I rolled my eyes at him. "Quit pretending." How had I not noticed before that Ethan was such a player? But he suddenly smiled, pinching my cheek. "You're finally back to the way you are. Always bickering with me. This version of Luna is much cuter." I froze, feeling the warmth of his hand on my face. Then I came to my senses, pushing his hand away. "I told you we need to keep our distance." "Keep distance? You've already seen every part of my body, and now you're acting like this." under his peach blossom eyes. My heart raced for no reason. I'd looked at these eyes for over 10 years. Why did they suddenly make my heart thump? He leaned closer. Not saying anything? Guilty? The distance between us suddenly narrowed. Our noses were almost touching. That unique cold mint scent that belonged only to Ethan hit me again. The images from that day flooded my mind. The dark room with closed curtains, Ethan standing in front of me completely naked. That faint outline, every part of him was irresistibly tempting. The more I thought about it, the hotter I felt. That was a misunderstanding. I don't even remember it anymore. I tried my best to stay calm and sensible. Ethan, we grew up wearing diapers together. Don't mess around. Mess around? Wasn't it someone who sent those suggestive messages first, making me embarrass myself in front of you? He picked up a strand of my hair that had been blown messy by the wind and tucked it behind my ear. I could hold back before, but now I don't want to hold back anymore. Ethan was scarier today than he'd been that day. His smile was scarier than his indifferent expression. He pressed his nose against mine. Luna, I've been going crazy wanting to kiss you. He curved his eyes, his tone calm. But the possessiveness in his eyes was almost swallowing me whole. If I hadn't come to find you today, were you planning to ignore me forever? I fell silent. He let out a self-deprecating laugh and continued. Do you know how much I missed you? Every time I saw you chatting and laughing with others, I felt jealous. Why do they get to stand by your side openly and catch your attention? While I can only be hidden by you, we even have to hide when we eat together. You feed those stray cats every day. But what about me? You left me hanging for a week. Even unpinned me. Don't I even get this little privilege? Luna, do you dare say you have no feelings for me at all? He looked into my eyes, leaving me nowhere to hide. I don't want this anymore. I want to kiss you, and I want a title. I'd never seen Ethan like this before. Assertive yet with a hint of humble pleading I'd never seen. He was begging me. Someone like Ethan should have always been looked up to. I stood there in a daze, trapped between his arms. The world seemed to go quiet. Only the sound of our heartbeats remained. Before, I would have pushed him away immediately and casually changed the subject. But this time, I didn't know where I got the courage. I followed my heart. I grabbed Ethan's collar, stood on my tiptoes and kissed him. Before closing my eyes, I saw Ethan's shocked expression. He didn't seem to expect me to take the initiative to kiss him. The moment our lips touched, he froze completely. Even though he talked tough, he'd always respected my wishes. He wouldn't force me. He'd been waiting for my answer all along. And this kiss was my answer to him. The moment I kissed him, I felt like I was being roasted over a fire. My whole body burned with heat. Ethan's lips were softer than I'd imagined. It seemed he'd eaten candy. There was a faint orange sweetness in his mouth. It was my favorite flavor. I licked his lips. He started to tremble slightly all over. His breathing grew heavier. I found it curious and licked again a few times. His breath became more and more unsteady. Soon, I felt a pair of hands wrap around my waist, pulling me into his arms. Before I knew it, he'd taken control. He kissed me aggressively, yet his hands moved gently to soothe me. This extreme mix of intensity and tenderness made me feel weak all over. My legs went limp, and I almost fell. Thankfully, the hands around my waist held me steadily. Ethan, stop. He kept kissing me. I didn't know how long it had been, but I felt like I was about to run out of breath. A sharp pain came from my lips. He'd bitten me, neither too hard nor too soft. I've held back for so long. This is just the start. This damn guy. He really was getting more and more greedy. Finally, when Ethan pulled away from my lips, looking unsatisfied, I didn't know how much time had passed. I glared at him accusingly. His eyes flickered, as if he wanted more. I couldn't help but scold him. Don't go too far. He licked his lips innocently. Sweet. With such a handsome face and that action, he looked like a perfect seducer. My anger vanished instantly. The seducer stepped closer, his eyes tempting. We've kissed, we've hugged, and you've seen my whole body. Aren't you going to give me a title yet? I had no way to retreat, pinned against a tree. Seeing him lean in to kiss me again, I quickly said, "First, explain what's going on between you and Olivia." Ethan looked confused. What could be going on between me and her? I felt speechless at how oblivious he was. I knew Ethan didn't like checking the school forum very much. But his internet speed was way too slow. I showed him the photo of him and Olivia. He frowned, then seemed to remember something. His tone turned unpleasant. "I went to a friend's birthday party a few days ago, and she was there. But I didn't say a single word to her, obviously, she took this photo secretly." I pressed, "This photo is so popular online. Don't you use your phone?" After I said that, Ethan looked at me with a melancholy and resentful gaze. "It's all because of someone. The day you left my place, I thought you didn't like me. I shut myself away for a long time. Even when I went to my friend's birthday party, I just drank to drown my sorrows, hoping you'd send me a message. But you didn't send me a single one. After that day, I was afraid to look at my phone." I never expected he'd had so many thoughts these past few days. "What about you? What were you thinking about during the days you ignored me?" He pointed at the photo on the phone. "Were you thinking about this? Why didn't you just come ask me directly?" I didn't say anything. Back then, I didn't have the courage or the right to ask him. He pinched my cheek again. It seemed he'd gotten addicted to doing that. "I've explained everything. Now, can I get the title I deserve? Girlfriend." Hearing the word girlfriend, my heart skipped a beat. I belatedly realized that Ethan and I had kissed. And we'd kissed for a long time. Now there was no turning back. But I only thought for a moment. Then I wrapped my arms around his neck. Once you had the courage once, it was easier to have it a second time. I stood on my tiptoes and kissed his cheek. "Hello, boyfriend." In return, I got an even more passionate and precious kiss from him. When I got back to the dorm, I felt like I was walking on clouds. It was so unreal. My phone beeped. When I opened it, there was a message notification from the contact labeled, "My husband is the best." I covered my face, feeling it burn again. I could picture the arrogant proud look on his face when he'd changed the label. "Since I'm your boyfriend, my label has to be different from everyone else's." Then he'd changed his name to, "My husband is the best." "My husband is the best. Did you get back to the dorm?" I typed. "Yeah. My husband is the best. Didn't you say you wanted the milk tea from the shop by the Westgate? I bought it. Come down to get it." That shop always had long lines, and the delivery fee for takeout was expensive. I'd wanted to drink it many times, but I was too lazy to buy it. Was this the benefit of having a boyfriend? I replied. "Got it." I thought he'd wait for me in the hidden corner we'd agreed on before. So when I saw him standing openly in front of the dorm building, I stumbled a little. His handsome face attracted a lot of attention. More and more people gathered in front of the dorm building. Everyone wondered who this campus heartthrob was waiting for at the girls' dorm. My roommate came down too. When she saw me, she pulled my arm. "You're not being nice. You came down to see campus heartthrob Ethan and didn't call me." Me. What on earth was Ethan thinking? I secretly sent him a message. "Why are you standing in front of the dorm building?" I saw the boy in front of the dorm building lower his head to check his phone. He smiled softly when he saw something, then typed skillfully. That smile instantly captured the hearts of all the girls around. "My husband is the best. I'm here to declare my ownership." "Did you come down?" I was speechless. With so many people around, was he declaring his ownership, or putting me on the spot? My roommate leaned on my shoulder and sighed. "Oh my God, that smile is so doting. He must be chatting with campus belle Olivia." I raised my hand weakly. "He's chatting with me." My roommate laughed loudly. "Since when did you become so funny? You can say that in the dorm, but don't say it outside." Me. Roommate. "Look, Olivia's going over. Ethan must be waiting for her." Olivia walked over, dressed beautifully and elegantly, smiling sweetly and charmingly at Ethan. But Ethan acted like he didn't see her. He just kept looking at his phone. "My husband is the best. Where are you?" My forehead throbbed. "Can you go back first? There are too many people right now." "My husband is the best. Where's the courage you had when you kissed me? Don't be a coward. Come over." At the same time, Ethan finally looked up. He looked at Olivia in front of him. "Excuse me, can you move? You're blocking me from finding my girlfriend." Olivia's face turned ugly instantly. The people around were shocked too. "Ethan's girlfriend isn't Olivia?" Olivia forced a smile. "Ethan, you're joking, right?" Ethan's voice was cold. "We're not close. Don't let me catch you secretly taking photos and posting them online again." Olivia's face turned completely pale. She left, embarrassed at having her lie exposed. My roommate clicked her tongue. So Olivia was just wishful thinking. I thought they'd fallen in love over time. Then her tone turned excited. "Then who is Ethan's girlfriend? Why isn't she here yet?" "Me, I dare not. Ethan seems to be looking over here. Oh my God, he's walking this way." Ethan still spotted me in the crowd. When he walked up to me and handed me a big bag of milk tea with a smile. The roommate next to me was completely stunned. "Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God." When we took the milk tea back to the dorm, my roommate's shocked "oh my God"s kept coming. The roommate who'd come down with me still hadn't fully recovered. "Luna, when did you start dating campus heartthrob Ethan? Confess and you'll be lenient. Resist and you'll be severely punished. Hurry up and tell us. If you don't explain clearly today, you won't get to watch your drama in peace." Faced with the interrogation from my roommates, I told them the truth. Today. They obviously didn't believe me. "Did you chase him, or did he chase you? How come we didn't get any news at all? You've been hiding this so well." I thought for a moment, then told them about my relationship with Ethan. Another round of "oh my God"s followed. Heaven, why don't I have such a handsome childhood friend? Luna, you're too patient. You only made a move on such a handsome childhood friend now? If it were me, I would have reserved him when he was still wearing diapers. Me. After finding out I was dating Ethan, there was no mockery like I'd feared. My roommates were all very supportive. "Our dorm got Ethan. We can brag about this for ages. If it weren't for you, we'd never get to drink milk tea bought by campus heartthrob Ethan. The milk tea Ethan bought is so sweet." My roommates teased me non-stop. I was so shy. Yet there was a strange feeling in my heart. While my roommates were fully supportive, the school forum wasn't so kind. People were speculating about what tricks I'd use to win Ethan over. My roommates defended me online. But no one believed them. Ethan's childhood friend? Then I'm Ethan's fiancé who signed a marriage contract with him when we were kids. But Ethan himself showed up to retort. "Fiancé? My mom only recognizes Luna as her future daughter-in-law. Who are you supposed to be?" No one dared to refute after that. Someone even started a post, betting on when Ethan and I would break up. Childhood friends? So what? They'll probably end up not even being friends. Childhood friends can't beat someone who appears later. They'll break up sooner or later. A month later, everyone was proven wrong. They'd all witnessed how clingy Ethan was in love. He stuck to me in class. Stuck to me after class. Stuck to me during meals. And he insisted on holding my hand the whole time. He'd get upset if we didn't hold hands. Is this really the cold campus heartthrob Ethan? He's clingier than my pet dog. Such a handsome guy is so clingy in love. His girlfriend must have saved the world in her past life. When I showed these comments to Ethan, he had me wrapped in his arms, sitting on the stands by the basketball court. There were boys playing basketball all around, surrounded by people. "Ethan, why didn't I notice before that you have skin hunger? You can't stand not touching me for even a minute, can you?" His voice was thick and sticky. "Yeah, I just like sticking to you." Even from this unflattering angle, his handsome face still looked good. I thought maybe I really had saved the world in my past life. Suddenly, I felt something unignorable. My face flushed. "Get up." He pressed against me. "No, no. This is comfortable." I had no way to make him move. Staring at his face, I blurted out without thinking. "Do you want to do it?" The next second, I was pressed down. Kisses poured down like rain. "Yes. We can do it in all kinds of positions." The sun outside the window was just right. The room was filled with the warmth of spring.